This is a game of cornhole. It includes two boards, a carrying bag, and bean bags. You also get a support address if you have any questions about this product. We look on the inside. You get a product manual here. On this side, it's just a picture of what it looks like once it's fully assembled. But on the back, you can see a parts list of all the things that you get here and some assembly instructions and steps on how to put everything together. Looks like just a bunch of tubes with some joints. We grab a couple of these tubes. You can see that this is a plastic tube, and it reminds me of PVC pipes, but it's quite a bit thinner than PVC pipes. So you get a bunch of tubes here. Let's take all these out. Lots of tubes. You get short tubes, long tubes. Lots and lots of tubes. Okay, there's a lot of tubes in here. Those are all the tubes, and then you get bean bags. These bean bags, to me, I've played other cornhole games. These feel like they're just a little bit smaller. Let's measure these. I don't know what the regulation size cornhole beanbag is supposed to be, but across it's about 5.5 inches. And as far as the length, it looks like it's 4 inches corner to corner, 4 inches corner to corner there. It's sewn across here, and it's sewn on the inside edge on the other 3 sides. You get 4 red ones, and then 4 blue ones here. You get 8 of these. They almost look like half of a paper clip, but giant size. But these are stakes or pins that you could pin these to the ground so they don't blow around. I mean, overall, if you consider these tubes, these are pretty lightweight tubes, so if it's windy, these boards might blow around because it's not heavy like wood. Then you get a couple of these materials here. This looks like a carrying bag. And then you get a bunch of various connectors here for corners, T sections, 3-way corners. Let's look at the carrying bag first. So, wow. Apparently they expect you to assemble this product and take all the tubes apart and put all of them in here and not lose a single piece. Good luck with that. I mean, it is fairly portable though. Like if you're looking for a highly portable cornhole game, maybe this is the right option for you. There's a zipper that goes across the top. There's actually, it's a double-ended zipper so they can meet up in the middle. And then you get this red carrying strap here. So that's the carrying bag. Now let's look at one of these boards and see what that looks like. Let's unfold this here. We have the board here, obviously the cornhole, and this pattern on here. And then it has, oh, it's Velcro. So it's Velcro around here, but you could basically stick the tubes inside here. And actually, there's no Velcro on this side. So the bottom part's the only side with Velcro, it looks like. And this side here, no Velcro. Let's see what the back of it looks like. Pretty simple on the back, but you've got these sewn openings here where you would insert the tubes and put them in there. There's large, medium, and small, and you get 8 large, 12 medium, 6 small. Let's just generally figure out where they go. So there's various connectors here. It looks like at the top you would use that. Okay. We need to open our bag of connectors here, and I mean, if they expect you to take this apart and put it back into that carrying bag, it probably would have been nice to have like a zippered pouch just to hold all these connectors so they're not moving around inside, but you might want to get a Ziploc bag or something like that, or a zippered pouch just to hold all of these. Let's get our connectors out. Start with a couple of long tubes here. So to go down the long edge, you need two of these together. So for that, you would use one of these straight pipes here. Let's see how they fit together. There is a little stopper in the middle there to prevent them from going in too far. So far, so good. That's the long edge. Let's work on the bottom edge because that's probably going to be the easiest. So that's going to require some medium length tubes. So the trick is to figure out what's medium and what's short. So find some short ones in comparison. Okay. I grabbed a bunch, but just to give you an idea, the difference between a medium and short tube, it's only a little bit. So this is the short one. It's a little bit hard to tell, but there is a small difference there. So for that end, we need medium. So we need a straight connector, and then that will go across there. And then we need this 90-degree connector to connect these two ends. Now, before you do that, you should slip the tube in. Otherwise, you won't be able to really connect it or get them in. I'm sliding in one of the sides here, and then you got to slide in the bottom. Let's do that. Oh, there is Velcro on the bottom, so you could theoretically connect the two sides and then just open up the Velcro and put it in. I'm just going to slide it in. I guess the Velcro allows you to adjust the tension as well to make it more taut. If you're not good at assembling things, I probably wouldn't recommend getting this kit here. Like, get some boards with holes in them that you don't need to assemble. But this is a lot of work. That's two sides for one board. Let's try to get the other long side of this board. So we need two long pieces. We need a straight connector in the middle. And then we need a 90-degree corner piece to go on that side. And I need to insert this first into the side. I have three sides assembled. The top side is the most complicated because that's where you have a combination of medium and short tubes. And so let's see if we can find all the tube sizes that we need. So medium, short, medium. We need 4 medium. Let's see. We need 3 short, 4 medium. Okay. So this is our set of tubes that we're going to use here. I suppose if you're good with assembling Tinker Toys or something, this might be okay for you. The Velcro is only on the bottom. This top part doesn't have any Velcro. So that means that you're going to have to do this in the correct order. Now you got to put this in here, and then you got to like put this T connector in here, and then you've got to retract it back in here, and then slip the other end in there, and then get another medium, and then put that in through this side. Come on. The struggle is real here. All right. So push those connectors together. Now, you need a 3-way connector. You got to put this together in there, but it's already assembled on the bottom side. So maybe the key here is to release that Velcro on the bottom so that we could push it down a little bit. I've opened up the Velcro on the other end of this board, and now I should be able to push that down there and then assemble this here. Okay, good. Now we need another three-way joint here. I mean, if you're a plumber, you're probably real good at this. It's like putting PVC pipes together, except you don't need any joint compound. I'm going to flip it upside down. So for this part, let's do the top. So we need the short ones go in like this, and they hold it up. So we'll put the short ends in. And then let's do the T-section in the middle here. All right. And then we need a 90. And then another 90 on this side. All right. So we've got this, and then we're going to put this on here. Got to squeeze it together a little bit more. That's the tricky part, is just making sure all these pieces fit together. Okay. How long did that take? We've got one board assembled. Oh, but we've got to put the Velcro back on this side. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Let's push the connectors together a little bit more because I think it's too long. Push these ends together. All right. Now, get the Velcro in there. Something just fell. Okay, the problem is that this straight joint or connector is thicker than the PVC, the plastic pipe, so it's a little bit hard to get this all the way around. I don't think they accounted for that for the Velcro, but okay. Now we've got that assembled, and voila, we've got one red board. It's portable, but it's a little bit loose in the middle. Like, look at how much play you've got there. If you're used to a solid plywood board where you're going to make a nice, wood smacking sound with the beanbag, this is not that. This has a bit more give in it. If you're like trying to slide a beanbag up here, you're probably going to get a higher chance of getting it in because the edges are higher, right? So this is going to sag down. So it's going to almost guide the beanbag in here. This may not be regulation cornhole, but I feel like this is going to help guide your beanbags in if you're sliding it up from the bottom here. That's your technique. But then you have something else to worry about. You've got holes here in the corners, so that could cause your beanbag to just get stuck there or fall through. That's one of these. I'm not going to do the blue one because it'll be the same thing, but you get a sense for how it is to assemble this, all the different pieces. So let's count how many pieces were involved in making one of these. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So you needed 25 plastic pipes or connectors to make this one board. So just take that into account if you're thinking about this. That's a lot of pieces to put this together, and once you assemble it, it's lightweight, so it will blow away. If you're doing this on the beach, you need to anchor it down. Otherwise, you got to put those wire anchors into the corners here on the back, because this is like a sail. It will blow away in the wind. Look at some of the bean bags here. So just to get an idea of the action, because it's fabric rubbing on fabric, there's a little bit more resistance on it. So notice how it's not sliding like a smooth wood board would. So just keep that in mind too. If you're a serious cornhole player and you like the wood feel, this is going to be different for you. All right, I had to put the blue one together just to be sure. The blue one, for whatever reason, I've squeezed the long ends as tight as I can together. They're all the way together, but the Velcro is a lot harder to get it to meet up and secure. So I don't know if they made the blue ones a little bit shorter than the red ones, but it was kind of a struggle to get this one together, more so than the red one. This is together. I did lose one of these corner pieces for a moment, and I didn't know where it was. And I think that's an important thing to note, that if you lose one of the pieces here, it may or may not still be playable. If you're missing a piece, you might not be able to play the entire game because of one of the 50 pieces that you get with this portable game. Take that into consideration. If you have the space for it and you can carry it, if you're driving somewhere and you want to play cornhole, like just get some wooden boards that fold up in the back or something, and that'll take like 2 seconds to set up, whereas this was like a long time to set up.